you? Okay, so today we're going to go over the letter Z before we look at our butterfly stuff. So, let's just get started. So here is our letter Z. You see it? Now we've talked about this. Now what sound does our letter Z make? Zzz. Remember Zeke the zebra? He goes zzz, and he's sleeping. Zzz. He makes that sound when he sleeps. Zzz. Okay, so when we make the letter Z, we go over, down, over. Okay, let's try it again. Over, down, and over. Okay, then our lowercase z. Now, does our lowercase z look the exact same? It does, so we're going to do it smaller. We're going to go over, down, and back. Let's use that instead. I think I like that better. Let's go over, down, and back. And then our lowercase is just smaller. Over, down, and back. I think I like that explanation better. I think I'll use that. So here is our capital and our lowercase z. Okay, this is one of the easier letters because there's not another one like it. It makes its only sound, and it's the last one. Okay, so I have a Z book, and it is called Zach the Lazy Zebra. Zach the zebra lives at the zoo. All day long, what does Zach do? He sleeps. The zookeepers bring a zebra snack, but it doesn't wake up Zach. Zach has no zest. He only wants to rest. Zzz. Zzz. He's sleeping. You remember that sound that Z makes? Zzz. Oh, look. It says, how about some zucchini? Zucchini. You hear that? How about some ziti? Those are good Z words. I do like zucchini and ziti. They zap Zach with a garden hose. They bang a drum, they tickle his nose. Zach's eyes stay closed. He wants to doze. Zzz, zzz. Look, they're splashing him with water. Look. They even tried tickling his nose with a feather. Look at that. He's still sleeping. They try a zillion zany tricks. They hop around on pogo sticks. Look, if you read their hats, it says zoo. Zach thinks their tricks are boring. He goes on snoring. Look, here comes Zed, a zebra with zing. Oh, look, there's a new zebra. Look at his hair. My gracious. Kind of looks like Abel's hair before we got out. You remember how he had that mohawk? I like that mohawk. He zooms and zigzags around everything. Will Zed make Zach wake up and leap? Look, Zach's still sleeping, but look, there's Zed. Look, they both kind of have mohawks. I didn't notice that about Zach. He was sleeping. I couldn't see it. No. Now 2 zebras want to sleep. At last the zookeepers give up their schemes. They wish Zach and Zed sweet zebra dreams. Oh, look. They tucked them both in. And look, here's a picture at the zoo. Here is trying to find some Z words at the zoo. Look at these pictures. See if you see anything. I see some zucchini and ziti and zebras and zookeepers. And if you look right here, it says zoo. There's the zookeepers. Let's see. Do I see anything else? I don't really. Z is a hard word. Oh, look, on their clothes. What do they have on their clothes? A zipper. Oh, they didn't put zipper in that. They should have. Okay, so there's our Z book. Oh, Z is for zebra, Z is for zoo. Z is for zucchini and ZD too. Z is for zipper, Z is for zap. Z is for zzz when you nap. Hooray for Z, the big and small, the zippiest, zaniest letter of all. See all those Z's in that poem? Okay, so we're going to watch a video on Z, and then we will come back and we'll check in on our butterflies.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog, here today to talk to you about a very interesting letter, the letter Z. Okay, now there are not many words that begin with the letter Z, but there are a few nice ones, and one of my very favorite Z words is the word zoo. You there? Zoo. Now, there are all kinds of animals in a zoo, and one of my favorite animals in a zoo that begins with the letter Z is the... Wait a minute. This is no longer the letter Z, this is the letter N. Hey, you've turned yourself into the letter N. Yeah, well, the letter N happens to be the first letter in the words not now, and if you ask me if I want to talk about the letter N, my answer would be not now. I do not want to talk about the letter N. I want to talk about the letter Z. So turn back to a Z. That's better. Thank you. Now then, as I was saying, one of my favorite zoo animals, which begins with the letter Z, is the word zebra. Zebra begins with the letter Z. You see there? And there are some other nice words that begin with the letter Z, and if you... that is the letter N. He's turned himself into an N one more time. I am not trying to talk about the letter N, because the letter N is the first letter in the word no, and if you ask me if I want to talk about the letter N, my answer is no, I do not want to talk about the letter N, I want to talk about the letter Z, so if you'll just kindly get back to a Z so I continue before I get angry. Okay, now we can continue with our talk about the letter Z. Now another nice Z word is the word zoom. Now a plane goes zooming through the... Wait a minute. Watch it. I think it's getting dangerous around. Dangerous around here. Will you stop that zooming? Okay. Did he stop? Okay, good. Well, I guess that brings me around to the last Z word, which is the word zero. Now, zero means nothing, and that's what we have here. Nothing. Zero. So that is the end of my talk about the letter Z. Well, remind me never to talk about the letter Z ever again.
Okay, so I've tried to send you guys some videos, just extra videos of our caterpillars, but look how much bigger they're getting. Look, that one's moving. You see him? He's moving. Let's see if we can catch another one moving. Oh, just that one still over on the corner. He's the one that's moved the most. I think that's probably the same one. There's one of them that moves an awful lot. The rest of them like to sleep an awful lot. They kind of lay around. I was kind of worried they weren't alive in there. Look, that one, he's still crawling down. Look, you see him moving? Cool, huh? Okay, so we'll keep an eye on these. And I don't know if you can see it. Can you see all that little webbing stuff at the bottom? It's really cool to see. I wish you guys could see it in person. But there are our caterpillars. So we will keep a watch on those and see what happens. So let's go over our vocabulary, okay? So our first word is patient. You remember patience? What does patient mean? We're having to wait. That's right, we're having to wait. Okay, what does impatient mean? It means you just can't wait. It's so hard to wait. Sometimes we have that trouble. I'm very impatient sometimes. And my husband has to remind me that I need to be patient. I'm not the most patient person in the world. If I want something done, I want it done then. I don't want to wait. I know. And then our next one is metamorphosize. And I seen a video of one of you using this word, and I was so excited. And metamorphosize means when you change or transform from a child into an adult. And that's what our caterpillars are going to do. They're going to metamorphosize from a child into an adult, okay? Our next one is transform, and that just means to change. And those are like transformers. They start out as a car, and then they turn into a robot. So that one is a pretty easy word. Then we have a chrysalis. Can you do that? Chrysalis. Okay, our chrysalis is like a cocoon, and that is what our caterpillar is going to sleep in. So he is in a chrysalis, okay? And then our next one is migrate. And we did migrate when we talked about the birds and when they go from one place to the next. So we already know what the migrate means. They go from one place to the next and then they come back. Okay, so today we're going to go over the life cycle of a butterfly. Let me find a clean piece of paper. Oh, here we go. So we're going to start on the orange. Now remember, when we're doing a life cycle, we have to have the arrows because remember, it keeps going around and around and around. So I'm going to draw some arrows. I'm going to put one here. Now, a butterfly has 4 stages, okay? So we have to make enough for 4 arrows. So here is 1, 2. Let's make another arrow. 3. Another arrow. 4. And then it'll go up to this part. So, now we've talked about it. So, here's my life cycle chart. You see it? See my arrows? I know it's hard to see me writing. So see those straight lines? That's what we're going to put in. So our first one, the mommy butterfly lays the what on a leaf? The egg. So I'm going to draw just a circle and I'm going to write egg beside it. See that? Egg. And you can make this at home if you want. You can pause the video and you can write it out and that way you have it to look at. So there's an egg. All right, so next we have what we're looking at now. We have our caterpillars. And caterpillars actually, I know they look like they have a bunch, but they only have 6 legs. So I'm going to write out here caterpillar. So there we go. So there's our caterpillar, okay? So we went from egg to caterpillar. What comes after the caterpillar? They're going to go in there what? They're going to make it's going to be really hard, and it's going to be a, what is this word? A chrysalis. Very good. So, now a chrysalis has to have something to hang on to. So I'm going to draw a branch. I'll put a leaf on there so we know what it is. And then hanging down is our chrysalis. You see it down there? Our chrysalis. There we go. And then the next one is going to be, what does it turn into after it comes out of its cocoon? Its chrysalis. That's right. It turns into a beautiful, what was that word? Butterfly. Let me write butterfly. Oh, see? There we go. So there's my butterfly over there. You see it? You see how I gave him some wings and some antenna? So see, that's how we do it. So it goes from egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly. And then you remember, it's a life cycle, so it keeps going. So then this butterfly is going to do what? Is going to lay the eggs on the leaf. Then it's going to turn in hatch. It's going to be a caterpillar. Then it's going to form a chrysalis. Then it'll be a butterfly. And then remember, it just keeps going over and over. And remember, that's why we have these arrows, because it's over and over and over and over. Okay? All right, so I'm going to attach a video of the life cycle of a butterfly so you can see it. And then I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Bye.
Our topic for today is life cycle of a butterfly. A butterfly lays eggs on the leaves of a plant. These eggs hatch, and young ones called larvae, or caterpillars, come out of the eggs. The caterpillar first feeds on the eggshell from which it is born. It then starts feeding on the leaves and starts to grow. The caterpillar sheds its skin several times so that it can grow. Once the caterpillar is big enough, it stops eating. It then forms a protective layer around itself. This stage is called chrysalis. In this stage, the caterpillar is now called pupa. The pupa remains motionless in the chrysalis. Inside the chrysalis, the pupa undergoes a series of changes. After about 15 days, a beautiful adult butterfly emerges out of the chrysalis. When the butterfly comes out, its wings are small and wet. The butterfly pumps fluids into its wings to make them strong and to expand. After a few hours, the wings become strong enough and the butterfly is able to fly. These series of changes in the life cycle of a butterfly is called metamorphosis.